a person who should not need an introduction to this channel, Landon from the Arkansas E-Traveler. Landon, how are you doing this evening?
We're doing well. We're sweating a little bit up here in Northwest Arkansas, but I hear that falls in line with most of the country right now.
Surprisingly, in Charlotte, we had a hot July, but a cool August. It's really strange. It's like
I'm
backwards
jealous.
still here over here. But by the way, congratulations on 1K subs, man. That's a terrific milestone to reach.
Well, thank you. It was I had this wonderful plan to try and get there over the summer and barely scraped by because summer started with an appendectomy for me. So I lost a lot of time. I'm grateful for the people who subscribed and helped me to get there.
It's always encouraging to see a fellow YouTube content creator with EV Focus succeed. So we're all congratulating you and rooting you on for much success in the future. The reason we're here this evening, you have been on to provide a Walmart update in the Wayback Machine, which in this day and age is only 4 months ago, but all kinds of titanic changes can happen in that amount of time in DC fast charging, Walmart in particular. And let's just kind of start off. So when we were talking before, it was Metroplex, Metroplex, Metroplex. So as of this evening, can you tell us how many states in the United States have some form of activity with Walmart Energy DC fast charging, either with a permit spotted, a station open, or a station known to be spotted under construction?
Sure, and take it with a grain of salt. It's just what we found. There's more than likely way more out there. I firmly believe that. But right now we have permits spotted in 11 different states. There's construction in 2 that I know of. I probably would feel comfortable saying 3, adding in what we know about Oklahoma. And there are 3 states, if you include Arkansas's beta location in Springdale, with locations opening, the other 2 being Oklahoma and Texas.
And just a quick deviation from what we were planning to discuss, when they open stations, do they put them in the Walmart app, or how are these things getting stacked open?
They've made a little bit of a pivot here lately. There's a landing page on their website for their EV charging stations. There's an open section and then a coming soon section.
Okay.
All of the ones that are in the open section are in the app, but the app does not include the 2 right now that are coming soon, which are in Plano and Irving, Texas. So you can use that page to get a little bit more of a glimpse of the future directly from Walmart.
And speaking of which, I also understand from your last Walmart Energy update on your channel, you put together a form for people to submit information if they happen to stumble across one. We'll get into why I think that's very likely going to be a reoccurring situation that people come across. So if people find Walmart Energy locations, they just happen to be popping into their local Walmart and they see, trenching and Walmart Energy signs up and electronics and boxes or whatever, how do they submit that information to you?
Sure. If you find something that's of interest to you, whether it be in person or if you take it upon yourself to search through your local jurisdiction's permits for Walmart EV charging or something like that, I've had several viewers who have employed AI in quite a few creative ways to do this as well. You can go to my YouTube channel, the Arkansas E-Traveler, and on the home page, home tab of the channel, there are 2 links. One is to my data tables, and then the other one is to a Google form where you can fill in some information, add photos, and make some other comments about this location that you found. And it's been up only for a matter of days, and I've got about 8 different locations found through that particular channel. It's proving to be fruitful early, and I'm very grateful to the EV community for getting on board with this.
Well, I can say from personal experience, it is a exciting moment when you uncover a no one else knows about EV charging station getting built, and you just have to tell the world. So I'm sure people will do that. So if anyone does happen to see one of these, and we're going to go on with the discussion here, where we think this is going to be a reoccurring situation that people just randomly walk into their Walmart, they see construction in the parking lot, please go to Landon's channel and you'll be able to inform. And you do provide the credit to the spotter. Is that not correct?
Yes, the last question is how would you like to be credited if you want to be credited? You can choose to be anonymous or just if you would like to use a social media handle or just a first name, first and last name, whatever your preference is. I am more than willing to go with whatever you would like.
Well, very well. And before we go into that recent activity that you were talking about, just let's try to get our heads wrapped around this. Since the last time you were on the Out of Spec Bits channel, can you just provide a high-level summary of what has been going on with Walmart Energy in that space of time up till now?
Sure. Construction continues at a rapid pace in the DFW Metroplex, so much so that they have actually added, I believe, 6 or 7 additional locations on top of the original 15 that were announced. And I take that as a great vote of confidence from their team that they are getting the data they want to support this charging venture, and they're full steam ahead. So they're slower to come online than I think a lot of people anticipated because you're working with so many jurisdictions in DFW that each inspector, each jurisdiction, whatever, may have a different code for this or something. And so it's a trickle right now with what comes open. But it's the other stuff that I've seen that, really pops your eyes, that makes you realize, well, the trickle is going to become a pretty steady waterfall very soon. In Phoenix, construction is underway. I've been sent photos from viewers in Mesa and Queen Creek, Arizona, and I'm sure there are more ABB A400s in the ground right now. And so
Have you ever seen one of those in person? I have not. I'm kind of curious about those.
I haven't seen them in person either. I know that they are impressive with their cooling technology. I know that their screen real estate's impressive. It looks like they're using the new Walmart rebrand colors on them as well. They're pretty gorgeous. I look forward to seeing them in person, certainly. So that's happening in Phoenix. We saw in an article last fall, they were anticipating 10 locations to be built in Phoenix. And today, thanks to a viewer, that number is now up to 12. So even Phoenix is now kind of overshooting its mark in all of the good ways possible. So I'm very excited for what's coming to Phoenix. And if you look at the map, it's really kind of lopsided to the east. I have a feeling that the west will be getting a fill out as well. And then what was a big surprise to all of us, because of the permitting process does have its holes in it in some ways, or at least permit spotting, Chakota, Oklahoma, out of nowhere, a total sleeper site just appeared in coming soon. And within 2 weeks, it was online. And so now if you're traveling along I-40, you have a stop in Oklahoma with Walmart. And based on conversations that some viewers had with contractors there, Oklahoma is due for a massive build out as well, which is very interesting because there's a regional player there, and we're going to see how competition plays out. The only other two we know of in Oklahoma are in Oklahoma City, but being such a rural area, sometimes those databases for permitting are hard to access. And so we may not know much about Oklahoma or any other rural states as well until they actually pop up on the landing page, or someone sees the construction and sends the form or puts it in PlugShare, whatever.
And Florida also has been getting some activity. Any construction in the state of Florida? I've seen some pips pop up there.
No, Jacksonville and Tampa Bay area, they are due for a massive build. In permitting right now, the state of Florida, I have them clocked at 23 locations.
Dang.
2 of those are also in the greater Orlando area. So there's a war on I-4, and it's who's going to build this thing out. And Walmart says we're here to play.
Apparently, yeah, they have that. I have known them to be very data driven, so they must be looking at something that is telling them to press the accelerator down. And let me just bring up something that you posted on X recently, where you're expressing an opinion that likely, even though all the activity you just described is rather mouth dropping and eye popping, you believe it to be only a tip of the iceberg with much more going on underneath the surface that we're unable to lay eyes on. Is that a fair assessment?
It's more than fair. I think that what we're seeing, as much as we are seeing, you got to remember we're not even a year into shovels being in the ground with this project, and we're talking about 65 locations found in permitting, 10 spotted under construction, and then the 7 that are open. So this is just a staggering amount of investment that we're seeing. And from the patterns in permitting, it seems like, especially in the metropolitan areas, they're not content to just build 1 or 2 stations. So in those metropolitan areas where I'm able to find 1 or 2, or Alejandro EV66 or Don at EV Texans, wherever we find 1 or 2, it just seems like we've only scratched the surface. We got to dig a little deeper, and then it ends up revealing more. For example, Omaha, Nebraska, we initially found, I believe, 2 locations. And as of today, I accidentally found another one today. We're up to 5 in Omaha along I-80. So it's just one of those things, like you're starting to see the pattern develop. And again, we're talking about, with maybe the exception of Omaha, we're talking about very southern locales here who experience warmer winters, right? And so my guess is that those build outs happen where the weather allows over winter, but where are we going to be next summer, right? The rest of the country becomes available. So it's impressive to see the numbers, and as they come across the screen, when I get a new permit from Alejandro or from the community, or I've even dabbled finding them myself now. So it's just really, really staggering. And again, I think we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, and if lay people like us are able to find permits through public sources, as you say, there's for sure just a sea of these that are evading our attention one way or the other. And before I get to some of the permits that you kind of lobbed in my direction, because this is a personal hunt now for me as well. um, of the design documents that you've been able to lay eyes on, is it fair to say that most of these stations are going in near the garden center? Like, is that where people should kind of look for shovels getting put in the ground, or are they randomly in different areas of the parking lot?
I would say that is the majority location. Like, that's in the majority of permits, it's off kind of to the sides.
Mm-hmm.
But in Phoenix, we have seen them front and center of the parking lot in the designs. There's one in Oklahoma City that'll be a 16 stall station where it's to the side next to the grocery pickup, which that's very convenient if you need to pick up your groceries. So it's a mixed bag, but I would say more likely than not, if you are trying to look for them, start with the outdoor center, and that will probably prove prosperous for you.
Very well. And as I was mentioning, I was just minding my own business. You lobbed an email in my direction letting me know the good news that Charlotte, North Carolina is now in the permit spotting category. And I could not contain myself. I hopped in I was going to say my car, but it was my wife's car. Who am I kidding? And drove to
Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, drove to the location. She was coming into the airport. I had to go pick her up. I had a little bit of dead time to do so, and checked and asked. There wasn't anything going, but it sure was exciting to be on the permit list. And then on the way back, you let me know of a second one just in the space of like 20, 30 minutes of 2 new locations in Charlotte, North Carolina. The second one is like literally, if I go outside and swing with a driver, I could just about hit it with a golf ball. It's so close. So
your drive's better than mine. Yeah, that's exciting. That was, and I was kind of proud because those were the 2 that I was like, I gotta try this myself. I gotta try permit hunting
Oh,
myself.
okay.
And so yeah, just since my last update and plea with the community to help out with the form and how to see my tables and stuff, just since that last episode 4 days ago, 8 new permits have been spotted. And so
Wow.
you can see where this is going. A viewer in Tucson named John, he was able to find that Supercenter 1325 along Arizona 77 is now in the permitting phase. Supercenter 5063 that you checked out in Charlotte, that one's dead in the permits using Alpitronic hyperchargers.
Alpitronic. Yeah, this is the home of Alpitronic, so I would expect no less here.
Absolutely. Supercenter 4574 in Concord. NASCAR Central Memorial Day weekend.
Mm.
That is I-85 corridor, Alpitronic hyperchargers as well. And then a viewer in the Phoenix metropolitan area named Kent sent me 4 that he used. He used some AI things. Again, it's proving fruitful for some. It's kind of hit or miss for me, but it's proving fruitful for some. And I was able to follow his links and find that there are 4 permits, 1 in Peoria, 2 more in Mesa, and then 1 in Phoenix, all 4 using ABB A400s as well. And then just today, I just kind of was like, I wonder what's going on in Omaha. So I went back and Supercenter 3267 along US 275 in Omaha, they are going to get a location there. So that's 5 in the Omaha area that we know about now as well.
Man, does that probably comprises the lion's share of super centers in Omaha? I'd have to imagine 5 that'd be pretty close.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and if this to the viewers of Out of Spec Bits, if this is the kind of stuff that you love to enjoy or love to watch, come on over to the Arkansas E-Travel. We'd love to have you over there. We try to put out, twice a month, once a month, updates like this where we find these permits, give you some context for them, and along with when things open or when things are spotted under construction. So we have a lot of fun with it, and my viewers are doing tremendous work to make this happen.
And you're doing tremendous work with the content creation. I really enjoy watching episodes as you put them out.
I appreciate that.
I'd like to close with what I consider, I've always been watching Walmart in hopes, but now it's actually be careful what you wish for because you might get it sort of concept. And it seems to be happening just at the time that we're hearing about $30,000 EVs getting released. We got the skinny down Tesla Model Y, we got the Leaf, we got the Bolt on the horizon. Ford's angling for 30K with a RAV4 size cab on a medium duty or a light duty truck in medium form factor. And so that is very likely going to ignite mass adoption when you start releasing high quality electric vehicles with long 300-mile range in the $30,000 price point. And they are seeing that there are brand new Alpitronic hyperchargers at their local Walmart super centers. So if you had to guess, do you think that, so my personal opinion is going to be a big catalyst for electric vehicle adoption, just as it becomes normal now where your daily routine is now marked with the presence of either charging or people driving around with lower cost EVs, and then it just has a compounding effect. It's fair to say, and from your point of view as well?
Well, sure. I mean, anytime you see a charger, especially one like an Alpitronic hypercharger or these new ABB A400s that Walmart's using, they kind of command your attention. It's almost like free advertising for the sake of EV adoption. I know someone paid for the chargers, but for the greater good, they almost seem like a free advertisement as well. The more and more people see them, the more that their ubiquity grows. I think the comfort and the idea that you could see yourself behind the wheel of an EV becomes a very real thing for people. That's what happened to me. Because of the growth in the EV sector, I came to realize, well before I bought my Blazer EV, that my next vehicle was likely going to be an EV. So I think as more people see these reliable, attractive EV chargers in a place that they are very comfortable with at Walmart, that they frequent often, I just think that they get more and more used to the idea, and it grows on them in many regards. And so you're right. Right as Walmart's growing in their network and poised to create this sense of ubiquity, you're seeing that price point come down. And so, it kind of goes with Walmart's motto, right? Save money, live better. And so I think that could be the same motto for an EV as well. We know that the cost of maintenance is much lower. We know, and you have advocated several times on your channel, that the quality of life goes up when you own an EV for most people. And so I just think that you're seeing two two pivot points within the EV adoption curve happening simultaneously. And hopefully that poises the entire industry for good things moving forward with EV adoption and making this a normal part of life in North America.
Yeah, I think it's one thing for an electric vehicle charger to be near a railroad station available for use, and it's another thing for a brand aware logo to be affixed to an electric vehicle charger, um, telegraphing a sustainable option that you could adopt, where there's a very large Fortune 50 company standing behind the ability to for you to refuel your vehicle at a convenient location. Well, Landon, much appreciated. Again, congratulations on the 1,000 subs. And please, everyone, go to Landon's channel and subscribe for really terrific content. I'm a avid fan, and much hope for increasing with all that's going on, because I think you're going to be, like you said, the amount of activity going on underneath the water line right now. I think you are going to be one very busy person. And I, for one, am very thankful that you're out there doing what you're doing. Landon from the Arkansas E-Traveler, thank you so much for coming on Out of Spec Bits.
Thank you for having me.